What up, everybody? It is late Sunday night, so maybe you're seeing this Monday morning. Hope everybody's doing well. How are you? I'm good. I'm very tired. I came in from work. It was a crazy busy weekend. I know, like last night, if you guys watched the Secret Teachings of Jesus episode, I was struggle bus nation. I was just like an empty vessel for the channeling. Like I was so tired, and as it turns out, we had record-breaking sales last night and reservations at the restaurant, so it is no wonder. And tonight, I was just like on autopilot. I think I didn't get this guy the right cocktail. Like, at least there's only been like one time I can remember doing that this whole year I've been working there, but like I realized it way too late and I was too tired to acknowledge it to them, and he never said anything, so I was just like, fuck it. Whatever, let it slide. He wasn't the one paying at the table, so I figured I could just like slip by this once. Slip below excellence. But we're here for our Oracle energy forecast for the week. This will be sort of like the energetic weather that we're going to be dealing with as far as like the tone of the week, hints into the themes that we'll be working with. So let's see what we need to know for this coming week. And if you happen to see this just in another time, I don't date these videos because I feel like this could apply anytime you see it. If you saw this video randomly in another time and you just like had the urge to watch it because of like the thumbnail or the title or something, then it can still apply. Spirit, God, Holy Spirit, is not limited by time and space. Or even a lot of people are like, gosh, how can these messages be so accurate for so many people about so many things? And that's another thing, that Spirit is just not limited. Like, you can speak in a way that's like, Spirit can speak in a way that's cryptic and symbolic, and so it's open for interpretation, and there might be random details that like hit for certain people in certain ways, and it like all these messages can be going out at once. And that's why sometimes I'll say things that like I feel at the time, like I'm like, this doesn't even make sense, and then like somebody will like message me and be like, oh my God, like that was so dead on, so it's just, you just never know. All right, let's see what we need to be aware of for the week ahead. How can we overcome our shortcomings and take advantage of opportunities? Muldahara. Sorry, I should get a blue stone. I have throat chakra blocking. I feel like there should be, here we go, lapis lazuli. So we got the root chakra, and that's all about really grounding and stabilizing and getting our feet firmly planted in the ground so that we can unblock anything that is standing in the way of materializing our ideas. Manifesting our dreams and our desires. Things that are good to help the root chakra are definitely inner child healing. You can, just physical things that help ground the root chakra are earthing, which is when you go outside and walk around on the ground with your bare feet. You can take a tree bath by going out in the forest and just spending time like bathing yourself amidst the flora and the fauna. You can take a salt bath. You can go running. You can go for a long walk. I personally like to twerk, and like belly dancing and stuff is good for anything that's moving that like pelvis, because like your root chakra is basically at like in your taint. Taint your ass, taint your crotch either. That area that is like in the middle of your crotch and your butt, that is like where the root chakra is. That's where the root source of the Kundalini starts, and it rises up, right? As you unblock each chakra, it allows the energy to flow up. You want it like, you know, always flowing like down from source, but like sending it back up. It's like this constant like relationship there. So physical activities help you ground your root chakra, that inner child healing and all of those like deep, you know, subconscious like, you know, patterning and things like that, just becoming aware of those. And then being really like intentional about establishing routines and good habits that support like security in your material realm in your life, that support you taking good care of yourself and your environment and your kingdoms. So all is in order, all is in good order when your root chakra is clear. And when it's not clear, you have trouble accomplishing things, or like getting things to the next phase, or maybe you feel like you want to avoid or procrastinate. You're uncertain, you're not confident, you know, in like the actions that you're taking. And so you lack direction and you don't actually move forward. So we want to clear our root chakra. And yeah, I don't know. I just feel like really good physical activity that's really strenuous is really good for the root chakra. I think that my theory, and I heard recently that Kabbalah backs this up too, and I didn't even know it, is that when you work up a really good sweat, it's like you are sacrificing the flesh. It's acting as a sacrifice. When you're working really hard and you're burning your calories, it's a physical burnt flesh sacrifice. You're burning energy, you're transmuting energy. But I also think that makes your energy body more malleable and easier to like, it's more mutable and changeable that way. And it's helping you burn off negativity as well. So yeah, if you have the ability to be physically active, then that would help. Okay, what else do we need to know? Ooh. Anger. So yes, getting out anger issues. I feel like anger could really block your root chakra as well, because this is going to, I'm just feeling like I'm seeing the red. I feel like the root chakra with the anger, it's like you're physically manifesting your emotions, and it's coming out, it's blocking positive things from developing as quickly as they could. So if you're like, what's the holdup? What's causing the turbulence right now? Watch for anger. Whatever you can do to transmute your anger. And if you're going out for long walks and runs and things, take that anger issue with you, run it out, but also reflect on that. Reflect on, why are you angry? What's really making you angry? What are you really mad about? And if you give yourself that attention to explore what's making you angry, there's something that you feel that you're not getting, or that some way you're not being seen or acknowledged, or, you know, it feels like maybe you're not being supported in some way. And so that causes anger, that causes bitterness when your expectations aren't being met. But it's good to also question our expectations, you know? I mean, there's a difference between carrying expectations of everyone and we're projecting that on them. That's a difference from our core needs that we need met from like, and really we need to meet those needs. And the thing is, the people in our close circle may contribute to that, and it's up to us to sort of like cultivate people around who do, you know, like are good for our core needs. But it's like we can't 100% expect people like we can't feel entitled to that. So it's like sometimes people can meet those needs and sometimes they can't, or they're not willing to. And in that sense, that's when we have to decide, okay, what's the boundary here? What do I need to do to take action so that I am not angry and bitter, right? So does that mean I can't really hang out with this person? I'm not investing as much in them. I'm changing the context of like where I put them in relationship to their importance in my life. Like how does that play out? Maybe it has nothing to do with them and you're like, oh yeah, this is all about me. This is something that I have going on from a long time ago. And when you make those connections, it lets you like kind of like let other people off the hook, and all of a sudden it's like layers of anger and things that were kind of like riling it up and making it aggravated and aggravating that and triggering it, like they're falling away, and then you're getting at the core trigger as well. So be grateful for moments this week that might trigger your anger, because then you can really like highlight it and figure out, okay, where's it really coming from? How can I start to self-soothe and address those issues for myself so I can change that and question my expectations? You know, are they fair? Am I projecting my stuff onto other people, or is this really core, you know, my core authentic needs? And if so, how can I make sure that I understand how to soothe myself and meet those needs for myself, and also figure out what's a reasonable expectation and boundary to expect of others. And there's different levels for different people. Like if you are talking about a spouse, yeah, you are kind of like the only, if you're in a mutually agreed upon monogamous relationship, then you're like, okay, I know I'm going to be the only source of your, you know, romantic attention and sex and certain types of like support. So if I'm not giving you that, then it's going to be abusive of me and selfish, because you're going to be depleted, and then you're going to feel like you're dishonoring our bond by needing that still, and like being tempted when others out there are putting that on you. See what I'm saying? So it's like you have to communicate your needs, you have to figure out how to get them met, but you also have to be realistic about situations where like, okay, in this situation I'm more responsible for, you know, contributing than maybe in others, right? So put everything in its good place. And if you speak up for yourself and you know how to do that in a healthy way to communicate your needs assertively but not aggressively, then you feel a lot less anger. You're not deprived, you're not depleted, you're not bitter, you're not frustrated all the time. You feel heard, or at least you feel like you've gotten it out and it's not trapped inside. Ooh, our other card is love. So, right, we were just talking about this the other day, how at any given point, you're either coming from a state of fear, which anger is just another layer of fear, right? It's just one of fear's babies, because you're defensive, you're trying to protect yourself, right? So instead of being in that defensive, angry, victimized, self-serving mode where it's like me, or blaming like you, instead switch over into love, right? What's the voice of compassion saying within my mind? What is my neutral intuition saying in my mind? Where can I shift my focus to love and just get out of the anger, right? Like just turn the channel. You don't, sometimes it's good to reflect on these things, but it's good to do it in a conscious way where you can compartmentalize when you need to, so that you're not completely consumed and ruminating over these issues all the time, right? So you want to set your vibrational thermometer to love and be able to shift yourself back into that mode. And first you have to uncover, though, all of those things, those layers that are holding you back from getting to the core of love that's radiating out of you all the time. Our natural resting state when everything is right should be pretty content, happy, joyful for no reason, feeling goodness, kindness, easy going. I'm patient. You know, love can even feel, urgent when something needs to be done, when it's important, right? But maybe it's not reactive. It's not driven by fear. So uncover what's hiding below the surface this week. You're going to uncover a lot of things. You're going to uncover, I think the more you uncover what's been making you angry, and this other card that we got coming up is apathetic. So all of this lingering anger is causing a low level, like, cousin of depression, which is apathy, which is like almost like you're like feeling like, what's the point? Like, I can't, nothing can be done, or nothing's going to change anyway. There's no point, right? So something in you has got this sort of like attitude right now, like, oh, what's the point of it all? Or maybe you're just really tired and you need to rest, but something is making you feel like you don't want to make an effort, which is very like, oh my God, it's back to that ego trap again, the traps of the opponent right now, because Jupiter is here trying to expand things for us, trying to give us a great like launch into this new beginning. And so it's trying to get our momentum up. And of course, the opponent is going to want to come in and do all kinds of things to foil our efforts and the momentum and the success that we're gaining. And so it's going to make us feel, it's been making us feel like sad. It's been making us feel scared. It's been making us feel tired, confused, disillusioned. Now we're coming up with like anger, emotionally exhausted into apathy. So just hold on, stay anchored and grounded in love this week, right? And continue to dig deep within your heart to not only like to discover like where are the roots of all of these things coming from. We were reflecting, last week and the week before on sorrow, anger, fear, all of those. So now we've worked through those difficult shadow emotions and we have landed at anger and apathy. So I feel like maybe, we're cleaning house, we're moving all the furniture around, right? Moving all the furniture, getting all the dirt up, cleaning out everything so that we no longer have these things plaguing us. And the more that we uncover the negativity, the more we shed those negative ego shells, the more grounded and stable we get. And the more that we can manifest abundance from a state of love, from a state of overflow, from a state of abundance, from a place of certainty, from a place of passion. From this is like agape love. This is like the love of the universe before reality was. And there was such an overflowing abundance of love that there needed to be something to share it with. And so I feel that a way to describe love is just the tendency of beingness, like the overwhelming, overcoming tendency of creation, of beingness, so that there isness, so that there is something to share, to express that love. Because isn't it, have you ever been at a point where you are just sort of full of love, but there's nowhere to give it. There's nowhere to like direct it at. And you just feel like, I'm going to burst if I don't have somebody to show a bunch of love to. I think that's what the universe felt in that moment before creation, when it was just a void, when everything was just contained in itself in a state of unbeingness. I think it was like love built up and spilt over. All right, you guys, I'm going to leave us with that. Let's do a quick review of our little cardsy-wardsies. Okay, root chakra, do things to ground yourself this week. Enjoy salt baths, enjoy runs, enjoy walks, enjoy dancing, enjoy twerking, twerk out. Do things that get your routine solid and take care of yourself, and do like little things that are consistent that make a big difference over time. Good sleep, drink water, keep the house clean. Like all of those basics and then build on that from there. Spiritual practice, you know, keep it regular. All those things that make you feel good, that keep you stable, that keep you secure, that keep you connected with the world around you. Watch your anger and what it is telling you this week, and what it is revealing to you about yourself and your subconscious, and where that might have started and come from. And then you can actually correct it and change it and heal that. And as you uncover more and more of all of that negativity from the past, you will reveal so much more love in your heart, and you will find it, the love will help you, give you the strength and the fuel and the motivation and the inspiration that you need to overcome maybe the apathy that you might be falling into right now, because everything has just been so tiring. Plus the ego is trying to trick you with everything it's got to throw you off your game, to keep you away from the good fortune that is coming into your life and all the blessings that are unfolding. So stay focused, stay hopeful, stay full of love, and believe in the impossible. That was one of our moon card, moonology cards for the moon cycle this time. So believe in the impossible, y'all. All right, well, I will see you tomorrow. Ciao.